Hey there, it's Barb, Jack Moose, and Cardboard Jack Moose to wish you a very happy New Year's Eve. We're going to celebrate with you today by playing some songs that we think you're going to know, a lot of them. We hope you sing along and enjoy the music. I do have to say right before we start that Cardboard Jack has a new instrument to play. He's playing the Theramin, and it's an odd-looking instrument for sure. But that's the sound you hear behind old TV shows like Dark Shadows, where it had that. That was the sound of a theremin. Do you like that, Jack? Your brother, by another mother, is going to play that. Not right away, but later on he will solo on it. We're going to start off today with a song from Ireland called Cruiscin Lan, about a gentleman who likes his little full jug, maybe just a little bit too much. And in honor of New Year's Eve, we have several little jugs here that are in our collection. I'm not sure why we have that many of them, but apparently there's a good reason. They are empty at the time, so we'll see. Cruiscin Lan. Let the farmer praise his grounds, let the huntsman praise his hounds, let the shepherd praise his dewy-scented lawn. But I, more wise than they, spend each happy night and day with my darling little Cruiscin Lan, 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 my darling little Cruiscin Lan. O grama crema Cruiscin, slanta galma vornin, grama crema Cruiscin Lan, 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 o grama crema Cruiscin Lan. Immortal and divine, great Bacchus, god of wine, create me by adoption your own son, in hopes that you'll comply, and my glass shall ne'er run dry, nor my darling little Cruiscin Lan, 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 my darling little Cruiscin Lan. Grama crema Cruiscin, slanta galma vornin, grama crema Cruiscin Lan, 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 o grama crema Cruiscin Lan. And when cruel death appears in a few but happy years, and says it's time to come along with me, I'll say, begone you knave, for great Bacchus gave me leave to take another Cruiscin Lan, 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 to take another Cruiscin Lan. O grama crema Cruiscin, slanta galma vornin, grama crema Cruiscin Lan, 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 o grama crema Cruiscin Lan. So fill your glasses high, and let's not part so dry, though the lark proclaims it is the dawn. And since we can't remain, may we shortly meet again, to share another Cruiscin Lan, 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 to share another Cruiscin Lan. O grama crema Cruiscin, slanta galma vornin, grama crema Cruiscin Lan, 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 o grama crema Cruiscin Lan. O grama crema Cruiscin, slanta galma vornin, grama crema Cruiscin Lan, 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 o grama crema Cruiscin Lan. The Little Full Jug. Little jug, my heart's love, bright health to my own love, is a translation of the chorus. And as I said before, we have 3 jugs there, and perhaps you can pick the one you like. Jack, do you like jugs? Jugs full of what, water? That's all you're going to get. All right, we took a short break there as the capo flew off of my guitar, and that's why you saw that little dissolve thing in the video, but we're back. This is a tune by Dan Emmett, written in 1843, about a fellow named Old Dan Tucker. Well, I went to town the other night to hear the noise and see the fight. People they was running around crying, Old Dan Tucker's come to town. Get out the way for Old Dan Tucker, he's too late to get his supper. Supper's over and dinner's cooking, Old Dan Tucker just stands there looking. Well, Old Dan Tucker, he come to town, riding on a billy goat, leading a hound. Hound dog barked, the billy goat jumped, throwed Dan Tucker on top of a stump. Get out the way for Old Dan Tucker, he's too late to get his supper. Supper's over and dinner's cooking, Old Dan Tucker just stands there looking. When Old Dan Tucker would come to town, he'd swing the ladies round and round. First to the right, then to the left, then to the gal that he loved the best. Get out the way for Old Dan Tucker, he's too late to get his supper. Supper's over and dinner's cooking, Old Dan Tucker just stands there looking. Well, Old Dan Tucker, he got drunk, fell in the fire and he kicked up a chunk. Red hot coal got in his shoe, oh my Lord, how the ashes flew. Get out the way for Old Dan Tucker, he's too late to get his supper. Supper's over and dinner's cooking, Old Dan Tucker just stands there looking. Now Old Dan Tucker was a fine old man, washed his face in a frying pan, combed his hair with a wagon wheel, died of a toothache in his heel. Get out the way for Old Dan Tucker, he's too late to get his supper. Supper's over and dinner's cooking, Old Dan Tucker just stands there looking. Get out the way for Old Dan Tucker, he's too late to get his supper. Supper's over and dinner's cooking, Old Dan Tucker just stands there looking. Old Dan Tucker by Dan Emmett. You like that, Jack? All right, the next song we're going to do is one that is near and dear to my heart because it reminds me of my grandmother, Smith. She taught me this song, and it's called Little Brown Jug. And I always associate it with the snack that she would fix for me when she was teaching me songs. And that snack, soda crackers, topped with peanut butter and sprinkled with a little bit of sugar. And if you haven't tried that, you should. It's a very inexpensive, sweet, salty snack. But this is the song she taught me. Now, I didn't know it was a drinking song. I just liked the tune, and the words were easy to learn for a kid. But I found out later, actually, it was about drinking, and I thought, how cool. My grandmother taught me a drinking song. Oh, ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? My wife and I lived all alone in a little log hut we called our own. She loves gin and I love rum, and don't we have a lot of fun? Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? I lay in the shade of a big old tree, little brown jug in the shade with me. I raise her up and give a pull, little brown jug's about half full. Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? If I'd a cow that gave such milk, I'd dress her in the finest silk, feed her up on oats and hay, and milk her 40 times a day. Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? We crossed the creek on a hollow log, me and the wife and a little brown dog. The wife and dog fell in kerplunk, but I held on to my little brown jug. Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? When I die, don't bury me at all, just pickle my bones in alcohol. Put a little brown jug at my head and feet, and then I know that I will keep. Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Well, at last this song is through, the rose is red, my nose is too, and I guess before I stop, I better take another drop. Ah, 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 you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me, brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me. Little brown jug, don't I love thee? Ah, 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 you and me. Little brown jug, don't I love thee? To Grandmother Grace, McKinley Smith. You think I'm talking to you all the time, don't you? That's because I talk to you all the time. So you just assume if I'm talking to you. That's a good deal, Jack Moose. All right, our next song, kind of in honor of New Year's Eve, is about a mouse who had an interesting experience in a bar one night. Oh, the whiskey was spilled on the barroom floor, and the bar was shut for the night. When out from his hole crawled a little brown mouse, and he stretched in the pale moonlight. He lapped up that whiskey right from the floor, then back on his haunches he sat. And all night long you could hear him roar, "Bring on that damned old cat." Well, a little before daylight, when the mouse was asleep, done in by his evening's carouse, a black cat strolled in, gave a sniff and a grin, and gobbled up the little brown mouse. And if there's a moral, perhaps it is this: whether you are a man or a mouse, if you are wise, you'll take my advice and never take a drink on the house. Very good advice. There he goes again. It just cracks me up. You think I might give you something? I might. It's going to be just another 2 songs worth, okay? And then we will sit back and watch your cousin, Cardboard Jack, perform. All right. We're coming down to the final 2 songs for New Year's Eve Eve. This is one from maybe mid-19th century, the mid-1800s. It was attributed to a fellow named Edwin Pierce Christie. And I've always just liked it. It has a very easy melody and it has nice words. So we're going to do this one before we get into a traditional New Year's Eve song. Are you ready, Jack Moose? Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along o'er the deep blue sea. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along o'er the deep blue sea. Sweet dreams, ladies. Sweet dreams, ladies. Sweet dreams, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along o'er the deep blue sea. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along o'er the deep blue sea. And we cannot possibly go on New Year's Eve without doing this song by Robert Burns. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And here's my hand, my trusty friend, and give a hand to me. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. Robert Burns. Thank you so much for joining us this holiday season for 3 videos of Christmas songs and this one of more fun songs, not necessarily Christmas related, but just fun. Please stay tuned right after I leave here, because we're going to focus in on Jack Moose Cardboard over here. Jack Moose Cardboard is going to be playing a special song for you on the theremin, and I know you think he probably has a hard time doing that, but you'll find how easily he does it. And we will see you back probably the end of January for a special song fest of one video, and then we're going to do another one around Valentine's Day and another one for St. Patrick's Day. So we've got 3 more coming up, spaced out a little bit. And we hope by St. Patrick's Day that if I've had my vaccination, which I'm going to get at the very first chance I can, and all of the places where I play regularly, which are retirement homes and memory care centers and assisted living, they're getting their vaccinations in the next few weeks. So maybe once I get mine, I can go back and play places in person. That is my fond hope, and Jack Moose would love to go back and see people in person too. So stay safe over New Year's, and stay tuned right after this for Jack Moose Cardboard on the theremin. Bye, have a safe New Year's, wave everybody, woo! How are we ever going to have Jack Moose Cardboard play the theremin? Wait and see. Jack, you've been a good boy. You want that? He does want that. Bye.